Self-improvement tells you to better yourself, but spiritual traditions tell you that there is no self. So is there anybody there to improve? Is it all vanity? The funny thing about self-improvement is that it mostly tries to pump up your ego. Your life sucks when you don't have the self-esteem to be authentic. Then you don't do what is true to you and fall into a mediocre life, controlled by other people's expectation of you. Self-improvement tries to empower you by pumping up your self-image. And by improving your self-image, you make more authentic decisions, and then your life improves. But that's just a theory, a game theory. Because in reality, you come to a point where you ask, what's the point of any of this? Who cares if I get fit, eat healthy, get a ton of money, and have sex with a ton of women? Isn't that kind of vapid and empty? Am I really just working towards creating an identity that validates my sense of self-worth for other people? I don't want to do this anymore. So you stopped liking the label self-improvement. It's out of fashion now. It's cringe. And then there is spirituality. Spirituality will tell you the opposite of self-improvement. There is no self to improve. Reality is non-dual. There is no better or worse, good or evil. Things simply are. Therefore, everything is perfect how it is. There's nothing you have to improve and nothing to worry about. Just let go. Okay then. Why do I still feel like not good at all? I mean, I had moments of magic, but how can I lock that magic in? What do I do now? If both plans lead you to feeling lost, there's something we are missing. For me, it was the other way around, actually. Self-improvement came after spirituality. But I've gone through both of these ideologies, and I've made probably every mistake you could possibly make. And I finally found a way to combine these two into my life in a way that actually makes me happy and productive. I actually don't really feel identified with either of these labels anymore. You can really enjoy your ego while being peaceful and connected to reality. Life can be fun and full of ambition, as long as you don't get stuck into neither of these traps. Let me explain. When you were a child, do you remember this careless feeling of simply having fun? Did it really matter that your Lego blocks weren't really alive, or that all the adventures of you and your friends were just imagination? Because I remember having a ton of fun. There was nothing to prove to anybody. The creativity of playing was just curious. Growing up into adulthood became a stark contrast. When I got older, school slowly destroyed fun. It destroyed playfulness and it destroyed authentic curiosity. Now I needed to perform, and I got told that what I needed to be good at. I started to understand that I was being judged for who I am. And I remember in 3rd grade doing math class, the first time I had the thought, I'm not smart enough. And I saw how other kids were quicker. They learned to read faster, they had better handwriting, and they could actually hold numbers in their head. In football, nobody wanted to give me the ball because I would lose it immediately. I struggled to pay attention, and I just really overall hated school. But the moment school was over and I got to be with my friends and play again, it was everything that I really wanted. Because I choose where to put my creativity towards. The feeling that I'm not that smart did get stronger once I entered high school. I moved from Germany to Spain when I was around 11 years old, so I had the particular difficulty of learning a new language. I'm sure you've got something around that age, or maybe even older, that made your life uniquely difficult, or your school time uniquely difficult. Well, at this time an identity had been formed that I should be better, someone that I'm not. And now everything I did was not fun anymore. Because it's not what I wanted or who I was. It was what other people told me to be. And then you suddenly become to be a young adult and you wonder why you feel so behind in life, why nothing feels quite right. I really disliked myself and I was sure that I was the problem. And then, two paths presented themselves. Let's go full grind set ego mode and hustle. Make a ton of money, become super popular and the best version you can be. Try to have sex with a ton of people, be super attractive and show everyone how smart you are. It's an idea that I had. It could work. You could find success by incredible levels of stubbornness and self-criticism. But would I really find fulfillment that way? Would you really be at a point in your life where you sense peace? Then there's also the spiritual route. When the sense of self is too heavy and somebody promises you can be free of it without having to disappear, you hope that it will solve all your problems. Maybe you can just convince yourself that your suffering isn't real, that it is all fine in the grand scheme of things. But things actually were not fine. I was living unhealthy. I was self-destructive, inauthentic, didn't have good grades, didn't study. Like, it wasn't fine. And why am I supposed then to believe in the power of now when now was hell? Well, I thought I won't let anybody tell me what to do, so I went the spirituality route. But what I found wasn't peace. What I found was more suffering, a desire for longing, to keep searching for some understanding, a sense of anxious emptiness that wishes for something to be fulfilled, to finally merge with the cosmos and be everything that has ever existed and nothing at all simultaneously. I think I wanted to be God. Then I was fully into spirituality. And now, instead of people telling me I should be more productive, people are telling me I should be more peaceful, more accepting. If I get angry, then there's probably something wrong with me, since it shouldn't really matter, right? Love and fucking compassion for all beings. Always. And I asked myself, why, if you're so spiritual, then why do you still suffer so much? Why do you feel so many experiences and emotions and sensations that are beneath you? You do all of this ugly human stuff? Because I didn't want it to be human. But there were moments of magic and beauty, without a doubt. It's not all suffering. I saw a glimpse of hope, glimpses of a better future, of a self that could actually be happy. So in these moments, instead of looking to myself, I could look at others, how anxious they are and how lost they were in their egos and how they were suffocating under their nightmares. So I wanted to help, but at the end, my own suffering came back to me. It didn't stay how I wanted it to stay. I was still unsatisfied. Nothing lasted. States of consciousness come and go, and life is fundamentally unsatisfactory. You know what? It's all bullshit. Spirituality is bullshit. Self-improvement is bullshit. Nothing of it is real, and it's all so tiring. That's nice. It's quiet now. It's pleasant. When I stopped identifying with labels like self-improvement or spirituality, and I gave myself time to feel, I felt quiet. I felt peaceful. And when I sat in this peace, I could let go of all my past and regrets. I could see them for what they really were. And I could enjoy just staying where I'm at, seeing who I really was. At moments it was still very anxious and uncomfortable, and sometimes it was very blissful. But underlying all of it, there was a sense of equanimity and love. And the more I stayed in this, and let the quiet be quiet, I wanted to play again. I wanted to be curious, to create, to do something new, better, different. Maybe I could actually build a life that supports this desire. And in a very weird way, it wasn't about me anymore. There was something larger at play, a force that cares deeply about my well-being and the well-being of others, and some fundamental truth that connects every one of us together. It was authentic compassion, a sincere desire to know myself. If you want to learn how to know yourself deeper, watch this video next.